Hi there, how are you doing today?
Great, how are you?
Doing very well. So, if you could for us, please just introduce yourself, give us your name, your title, a short bio about yourself, your credentials, and then state the title of the article you'll be talking about today.
Sure. So I'm Peter Stoffan. I'm currently the Magnet Program Director at New York Presbyterian Morgan Stanley Children's Hospital, which means I'm coming to you from the greater New York City metro area. I like everyone to know that my first degree and love and passion is musical theater. So in order to leave musical theater, I knew I had to find a passion that was equally inspiring. So I'm honored to be a nurse today.
Awesome. So, if you could just sort of give us an overview of why nurses should read your article.
Sure. Yeah, this article is Reflections, my first year as a Magnet program director. And I wrote it as a reflective piece because I've learned so much in the past year, and now I'm coming up almost to my 2 year mark at this point. But starting a new role in any field can feel like you're drinking from a Niagara Falls powered water hose. And so I wanted to share my experience so anyone else entering a new role, again, in any field, could feel more at ease, but especially in the nursing world and the nursing excellence or magnet world, understand that there's so much to learn and I will never be an expert, but the strive toward excellence is what it's all about.
Awesome. So, I know you said that you wanted nurses to sort of see the experience you had with your first year there. Was there a specific thing that made you want to write an article about your experience with Magnet, or was it just everything overall altogether?
I think a little bit of both. One, as a magnet program director, I love writing, and I think that's one of the requirements to be a successful magnet program director. So I love writing, but wanted to share my experience with others. And I don't think there was one thing in particular, although the story about me writing flashcards and spending hours memorizing something I didn't have to memorize, I think highlights the actor in me, but also highlights that classic human pitfall. You think you know what you're doing until you realize you have no idea. And that's what makes it fun. That's what makes being alive the human experience.
Awesome. So I know it's a very filled article with a lot of the things you did over your year there. But specifically for nurses reading this, if they could just take away two to three things that you mentioned or anecdotes that you had from this article, what would you really want them to zero in on?
I like to share with as many people as possible is you're not stuck where you are. There's always another option, another field, another role. So it's always great to explore and ask questions. The other thing I like to remind myself and others is call a friend, use that lifeline, call your mentor, ask questions during every single transition and before and after, just to check in. I think that's super valuable. And I've learned so much just relying on those uh, in different positions. And, it's so nice. And I feel so lucky to always surround myself with people who are smarter than I am. And I learn so much from anyone around me that way. And the last thing I think is to be kind to yourself and understand that you don't have to be an expert to be successful. If I'm always striving toward being successful, but um, I'm not an expert and you don't have to know everything, but as long as you're working toward your own goals, I think you'll always be successful.
Awesome. Well, Peter, thank you so much for sitting down and talking about your article today, your experiences. We really appreciate you writing this article for American Nurse and for sitting down and just even briefly discussing a little bit of what, you know, you want nurses to get out of your article. So thank you again.
Of course, it's my honor, and I'm such a big fan of American Nurse Journal. So thank you for having me, and thanks for this opportunity.